I'm Ted Arnott, Member of Provincial Parliament for Wellington-Halton Hills and Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. I'm thrilled to be here as your Master of Ceremony for this virtual event in celebration of Ontario's nonprofit sector. Bill 9, an act to proclaim Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week, received unanimous all-party support, and it was Daisy Wai's wish to have the nonprofit sector recognized. That wish has come true. And now let's join in for O Canada, followed by Indigenous greetings and the playing of drums.
We'd like to start by acknowledging that we are on the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe peoples, whose presence here continues to this day. We would also like to acknowledge the land we are on is at the meeting place of two treaties, the lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit and those of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty. We would thank them and other Indigenous peoples for sharing this land with us. We acknowledge this land and people because the first step to reconciliation is recognizing the existence of Indigenous people. A shared understanding of how our collective past brought us to where we are today will help us walk together into a better future.
Hi everyone, today I'm honored to kick off Nonprofit Appreciation Week here in Ontario. I'm proud to share that Ontario has the largest nonprofit sector in Canada. That's why it is so important that over the next week, we continue to recognize and celebrate these champions of our communities, the hardworking people who work in nonprofits across the province, selflessly dedicate their time, energy, and knowledge to make Ontario the best place to work, live, and raise a family. The work you do is essential to grow our society and economy, and we couldn't be more thankful. On behalf of Ontario, thank you and keep up the great work.
Hello everyone, I am Daisy Wai, the Member of Provincial Parliament for Richmond Hill. I'm delighted to share that from February 12th to February 16th, we are launching the third annual Ontario Week of Appreciation for the nonprofit sector. This celebration is made possible through the enactment of Bill 9 and the Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week Act 2021, a bill I championed with the belief that nonprofit organizations are the backbone of our communities. It is heartening to know that the bill received unanimous all-party support, reflecting collective acknowledgement of the invaluable work done by nonprofits across Ontario. The Act emphasized that nonprofits serve millions of Ontarians annually, reaching every corner of the province. Their work is indispensable and heroic, yet often unnoticed. This public service deserves recognition and honor. From February 12th to February 16th, 2024, I encourage all of you to join us in celebrating the dedicated, hardworking staff in the not-for-profit sector. These organizations significantly contribute to every local community in Ontario, supporting youth and children, protecting vulnerable populations, and making various positive impacts. Let us celebrate the remarkable work and ongoing contributions to the nonprofit sector, not just during this week, but every week. Together, we can recognize and appreciate the lasting impact they make in the lives of individuals and communities across Ontario. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Michael Parsa, MPP for Aurora Oak Ridges, Richmond Hill, and Ontario's Minister of Children, Community and Social Services. Nonprofit Appreciation Week is a time to celebrate and thank the organizations, volunteers, and community leaders across our province for everything they do. I'm particularly proud of the work that nonprofit organizations are doing right here in Aurora and Richmond Hill to support our seniors, children, youth, and countless others in our communities. We value our partnership with the nonprofit sector, and we're thankful to the over 1 million Ontarians who work to deliver important health and social services across our province through nonprofit organizations. And I invite all Ontarians to join me in recognizing the dedication of nonprofit organizations and all the people who volunteer their time to help and serve others. Thank you so much for everything you do. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank my friend and colleague, MPP Daisy Wai, for making this week of recognition possible. Thank you all.
As Ontario's nonprofit professionals, you contribute so much to communities right across our province. You are leaders of social and economic development, and you help create opportunities for all Ontarians to thrive. Our government is proud to support your efforts with funding through the Ontario Trillium Foundation as we work together to build a healthy and more prosperous future. This week, we recognize and celebrate you and all you do for Ontario. Thank you.
From February 12th to 16th, we mark the third annual Nonprofit Appreciation Week. It's an opportunity for us to celebrate the work of Ontario's 58,000 nonprofits and more than 850,000 nonprofit workers, and to show them our appreciation for their social and economic contributions to our province. Think about the most recent years, the pandemic and the years that followed. Ontario's nonprofits stepped up. They continued their essential services. Think of childcare, long-term care, community support centers, and so much more. We have rising challenges in Ontario resulting from a lack of affordable housing, from the mental health crisis, and the rising cost of living. And at this critical time, it's the nonprofit sector that's stepping up, that's caring for those most at risk and most in need, and advocating on their behalf. What's often forgotten, too, is the economic contribution of the nonprofit sector. Ontario's nonprofits generate more than $65 billion annually in economic impact. And through their work, they also provide economic opportunities for disadvantaged Ontarians, creating jobs and local spending. I'm proud to say Chambers of Commerce and Boards of Trade, we are also nonprofits, and for me, it's exciting to take on a nonprofit leadership role myself. So we're all over the province, from Thunder Bay to Toronto, from Windsor to Ottawa, and we're really proud to work not just with businesses, but with nonprofit organizations making positive change in those communities. I want to thank the Bayana Family Foundation for their advocacy and their efforts to close the recognition gap for Ontario's nonprofits. And finally, I want to thank you if you're a nonprofit worker, because you are making a profound difference to the health and well-being of people all across Ontario and to our economy. Thank you, and we look forward to honoring you over the course of this important week.
Friends, Daniele Zanotti, United Way, Greater Toronto. 67 years supporting a vital network of social service agencies. We understand exactly what the sector makes possible 24/7, 365 days a year, and what we would be missing without it. That's why we heartily and humbly thank the frontline staff, each and every one of you, the very soul of our sector. But we don't stop there. We can't stop there, because recognition is step one. If we want to nurture a responsive sector built for the future, one that attracts and retains top talent that we need to face today and tomorrows to come, then we must all, government, business, citizens, demonstrate how much we value the sector by investing in it. Recognition and investment for our Ontario to be great for all.
Greetings and a heartfelt thank you to each one of you, the nonprofit staff. You give heart and soul to our communities. Where do I begin? I have only a few minutes, but so much to say about your work and its central importance to a healthy society. You are the architects of our social infrastructure. You contribute $65 billion annually to Ontario's economy. Your social contribution to Ontario is immeasurable. You provide value beyond money by strengthening our community well-being. I know there are days when you feel overwhelmed at the sheer volume of what needs to be done. I know that you have a vision for what is possible, but almost never the resources. Despite all of that, you are doing transformative work. I want you to know that you are being seen. The struggle to do your work when resources are scarce is seen. Your skill, your expertise, your ingenuity, your creativity, your commitment, we see all of it. And this week, we celebrate it and say thank you. Thank you for all that you do. In closing, I'd like to thank Premier Ford, Ministers Parsa and Lumsden, MPP Daisy Wai. Thank you to the Ontario government for the recognition of our value to Ontario. Thank you to the senators, corporate influencers for your appreciation of our nonprofit staff. And a special shout out to TD Bank for their beautiful digital displays in every Ontario branch regarding Nonprofit Appreciation Week. Thanks again to you, the staff of Ontario's nonprofit organizations. I hope you feel valued and esteemed this week and every week. Thank you.
I am proud to work for Doctors Without Borders because of the work they do in Ontario to raise awareness and fundraise for critical medical emergencies in over 70 countries around the world.
I'm so proud to work with the New Canadian Centre because of the work we do in Ontario to support new immigrants and refugees, and also bring everyone in the community together.
I am proud to work at the Ontario Turtle Conservation Centre because of the work they do in Ontario to conserve Ontario's native turtle populations and the habitat they live in.
We directly impact 1 million households in Ontario, bringing the beautiful game to every community where all can enjoy.
WMRCC has been in the community for the past 30 years, positively impacting the lives of vulnerable women, youth, and children from diverse backgrounds in Ontario.
I have been in the non-for-profit sector for 8 years.
For 35 years.
For over 7 years.
To my team who helps in the conservation of Ontario's native turtle populations at the Ontario Turtle Conservation Centre.
And to all the people that I've worked with in the past.
And who I work with today.
Thank you for everything that you do.
I appreciate you during this week, but also every single day.
It is such a privilege and pleasure to be working with talented, innovative, committed, and passionate team members and board of directors.
And Ontario Soccer, who I presently work for, has been a non-profit organization since 1901. I am proud to contribute to such meaningful impact.
To my team who helps in the conservation of Ontario's native turtle populations at the Ontario Turtle Conservation Centre, I appreciate you during this week, but also every single day.
Since the day Rachel was born, she was my firstborn, and I, of course, was so excited as a mother, and that excitement hasn't stopped, but the journey from then certainly has been, took a different direction than I thought it would.
You go through all sorts of stages of, you know, sadness and anger and frustration, and it's to the point where then you get to, I just got to do the best I can for her.
Having Rachel live at the Rena home and having her involved in the Rena Day program has given her such a full, enriched life.
If you can bring peace to sort of one person, it really affects the whole family.
We have so many nice mother-daughter moments now.
Seeing Rachel happy and content is really important, so.
Rena, throughout this whole pandemic, has been unbelievable. When we weren't able to visit Rachel physically, we had Zoom calls, we had phone calls, they did everything in their power to let us connect when we couldn't really connect in person. And I feel like having Rena in our life all these years, it's been like winning the lottery. It really has.